Let's go. So today we're going to be talking about Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, which is now in its 20th anniversary. It came out in 2004, and my god, this movie is a masterpiece. It's fantastic. It's, like I said, one of my favorite movies of all time. Thank god it did get the Oscar for Charlie Kaufman for Best Original Screenplay, which is incredibly deserving, and it stars Jim Carrey. It stars Kate Winslet. We got Mark Ruffalo there. We got Elijah Wood, and we have excuse me. Here we go. So the film is about Joel, who finds out his ex-girlfriend Clementine got her memory erased of their entire relationship. So Joel decides to do the same, and then while he's getting his memory erased, he becomes conscious, and you pretty much see him viewing his memories, kind of being able to control them in a way, and you see how he views how the relationship ended, and then it goes all the way back to the start of the relationship where everything was perfect, pretty much. And you know, it's like at the start of every relationship, everything goes well. There's a sense of discovery and how lovely and great that can be, then how everything can start going down a downward spiral. Now, Joel's character here is depicted as he's a very introvert, where Clementine's character is very much an extrovert, and you can very much, it's even represented in the type of clothes that they wear. Like Joel's character, he wears very gray, like mundane type of clothing, and Clementine, who's the outgoing extrovert, where he's very colorful. She is very full of opinions, she's very bright, and she's so much of a giving person that doesn't really seem to care as much, at least vocally, if she doesn't receive anything back. And their dynamic really brings out the most for both of them, until things start to turn sour, where Joel's character just doesn't have as much light in himself as she does, and things just start to go down a downward spiral, if you know what I'm saying. If you know what I'm saying. Anyways, this movie is just fantastic from start to finish. I've seen this movie a dozen times, and I feel like every time I watch it, I get something new, or I catch something new out of it every single time. The score for this movie is also amazing, done by John Bryan, I believe is how you pronounce his name. But yeah, the score is terrific, as well as the directing done by Michel Gondry. Fantastic. I also love his work he did after this called Be Kind, Rewind. I know he did other films after this, but I think that's like the only other movie, sadly, I've seen from him. But yeah, Charlie Kaufman's script is fantastic. I feel like there's so many different ways people can also get from what the script is trying to say, and especially what the ending is trying to say. Are they stuck in a never-ending cycle of them repeating the same thing, where they get together, they break up, they get together, they break up? Does it happen dozens of times over and over again to repeat through history? I feel like that's kind of up to the viewer to decide that. And I also just love how honest all the characters feel, and how real they feel when you're watching the film. They feel like very lived-in people living in these very lived-in environments, and you just totally get this very authentic feel to them and to the film, even though the movie goes some really crazy, surreal, and trippy routes, especially in terms of how scenes are executed, and just how well they're done, with how crazy this film can get at times. This movie is super well done. It's a masterpiece in my mind. I think it's a 10 out of 10. I feel like this is a movie I'll probably be watching for the rest of my life. It's definitely a film I come back to at least once or even twice a year. I'm looking forward to seeing in a theater this week for its 20th anniversary, and I really hope, if you haven't checked out this movie, you definitely check out this movie. And if you haven't seen it in a long while, I'd say it's 100% definitely a movie worth revisiting. And anything else I'd have to add is that I really think this is Jim Carrey's best role of his whole acting career. I think this is a film, I never usually use the word snubbed, but I feel like he was definitely 100% snubbed for this film. His performance is fantastic, layered. He does so much just with his eyes in his performance. It's a great performance from a fantastic movie. Anyways, if you like this video, you can leave a comment saying, yo, mama and Spotless. I don't know, you can say whatever you want. Subscribe. And if you want to follow me on Letterboxd, my username is Alan_boy. Alright, well, thanks for checking this video out, and I hope you guys enjoy the weather. Or have a nice day. I don't know.